Hi Libra, this is Tara and welcome to your first through the 14th Psychic Tarot Forecast. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, it's a pleasure to have you, and I want to tell you how grateful I am for your subscribes, your shares, your comments. You guys have been rocking it with the comments. Always feel free to do so. You know, whether you agree with what I'm saying or you have a different take on the cards that's personal for you, or if something rings true for you, you guys really have been rocking that. And so I am grateful to you. And if you'd like your own personal private reading, as you know, go on the website, taraventura.com. Look for the orange button that says order a reading, and then do the follow through clicks, and you will receive a notification, and I will too, that you've ordered a reading. We'll set a time and schedule it. Okay, my friends, well, I've pulled 4 cards, and then I've looked at the bottom of the deck, and this is your outcome card. All right. It's very interesting to me. I've probably halfway through these readings, and several of the readings of the astrological forecasts, there's been a major arcana card for the outcome. So that feels good for me. And actually, you all have 2. You have the Emperor card as well, the Horned God in this deck. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and start the reading. And, you know, it's funny when I do readings with people, whether it's on the phone or Skype or in person, I always ask clients to take a deep breath in through their nose and out through the mouth, and 2 or 3 of those. And there's a couple reasons I do that. One is it relaxes everyone. We can get into the alpha stage, get into that intuitive stage. And also sometimes when I'm working with clients, I see colors, and the colors represent certain essences that they're in. Say if I see orange, then it's very creative. They're in a creative mode. If I see brown, which I don't see very often, it's sludge, or black means there's a block. Pink means, love. White means spirituality. So these are, or I may get a visual. So these are the different things that I get. And what I want to do is, I feel like with this reading, take a couple of deep breaths. So I'm going to do that before I start the reading. You do it along with me if you like. I'm getting ready to take another one. Okay, one more. And again, I breathe in through the nose with the mouth closed, and then I breathe out the full intake of air and then a full outtake. We'll do it one more time. All right. That feels good. That last breath of air, I got interesting, someone hand gliding, or there's a new way to glide. What is that? There's so many new fun toys now. But I really did see like a hand gliding in a rainbow shape of colors that was connected to that. So interesting. Maybe you guys are ready to fly. Maybe you're ready to glide. Maybe you're not in the flying stage yet of wanting a motor. Maybe that's too loud for you right now. Some of you want some quiet or downtime, but you want to feel like you're being elevated. Interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and start the reading, and let me know what type of feeling you've been having. Are you part of the, I'm talking to people right now that feel like they're a little bit ungrounded, but they want to stay, they're in the flow, but they don't exactly have their finger on the switch yet. It's just not ready to make the switch, but you're in that stage of, I know I'm going to get there. I'm flowing along and not letting life interrupt me too much, interrupt my little world. But I do see a lot of you have been working vigorously, and it may be actual physical work. It may be also more of mental work, is what I'm getting with this card. This is the 10 of Wands. You're ready for this enlightenment. It's interesting, I saw this hand gliding. It's almost like, you know what, I think I'll just hand glide up to the enlightenment, the standing stones. The standing stones in this particular deck is a very mystical area. It was an area once used by the authorities in town to delegate, to arbitrate, to make enlightened decisions. And so it feels like you've been carrying a lot on your back, either thinking wise or physically. You have been working hard and you're ready to drop what you don't need. You're ready to define what you do want in life, or you're in the mode of defining. It may not seem like anything is palpable right now, that you can actually put your finger again on that switch and say, okay, bing, this is it. I've got it. I know exactly what I want. Now, again, remember, Libras, this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Watch your Moon and Rising if this doesn't resonate. But I'm just saying, this card came up, and that's the feeling I had. It's the visual I got beforehand, and you have support. This is the same as the Emperor. He's the horned god in this particular deck. As you can see, he has a very good physique. He's been out in the forest. He has his bow. So I don't know what he's been hunting, because all the animals absolutely love him. There's the raccoon, the fox, the bear, the deer, and all the birds, and the crows on his shoulder. So he's very in tune with nature. He's a grounded person, or someone who's solid. And I don't mean that as much in the physical sense as I do the mental, emotionally, and spiritual sense. Because this person is very authoritative. He can be a father figure. He can also be a spirit that is passed on, that's guiding you. This can be one of your guides, Libra. And you may be ready to learn who your guides are. They may be tapping on your shoulder, so to speak. You may not be feeling it, but if you are thinking that, you know what, I'd like to know who guides are, or I'd like to make a better connection with your God, your Buddha, your whoever it is that you honor in life, then that might be coming up for you in all. Just saying. All right, interesting. The Two of Pentacles comes up under this Ten of Wands, where he's ready to go up to the enlightened area, but you're juggling in your mind. The Pentacle cards are about our money and our property and our physical body and what we're doing. And it feels like you're juggling different responsibilities you have. Home life, maybe you're keeping the place clean and proper looking, and then you're paying the bills, or you're making sure the bills are being paid, and then you're working and you're taking care of kids. So there feels like there needs to be some more things settled before you get here. There's something that's, earlier when I took a deep breath and I told you when I see different colors, that indicates different feelings to me. It feels like, for you guys, it's not so much a block. I'm not seeing that dark brown or black, but it's more of a, you're in a stage. You're, and I don't mean a physical stage, but you're in, like, say, there's 3 acts in a play. Usually there's, 4? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's just say this. You're stage 2. You're act 2. So this would be perfect for the second pentacle, because there are 2 pentacles. So it might be that you're gearing up towards your goals. You're gearing up, but you still have some finite decisions to make. What switch do I want to put my finger on to turn the world around? What makes me feel good? What particular modality, if you're in the same field I am, a holistic practitioner or a tarot reader or Reiki or, numerology, astrology, what is it that you really want to say, okay, now I have both of feet on the ground. Now I'm ready to move forward. And when I think, Libra, when you get that clear picture and don't feel pressured, there's a lot of planets going into retrograde, getting ready to, if they're not already. I mean, there's Jupiter, which is in your first house. Yay, oh yay, but it's going into retrograde for just a bit. Venus, who is your ruling planet, as you know, is either in retrograde or getting ready to. So, this may not be the time to feel pressured. You want to take some responsibility, take some pressure off of yourself to know exactly what gear you want to go into. Then next you have the Five of Wands. So this is difference of opinions. It's a 5 card. And tarot, 5 is about challenges. So there's some different opinions. And this might be you. Or it might be the company you're in, or the organization, or your own business where there's different opinions. And someone needs to take leadership. It might be these are 5 different ideas you have, or opportunities, or things you want to investigate, and you're not sure which. And it doesn't have to be 5. It could be several. Several opportunities you're interested in. Several things you'd like to tackle, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not ready to make that decision yet. And these guys are trying to make a decision, but they need someone who will come in and take the role of leader. And I feel like that's what you're going to do, Libra. I feel like you're going to do that, but give yourself some time. I feel like this spirit or person here can help you because you're still climbing up this enlightened hill. You will get there. You're doing a little bit of a juggling act, and you have some decisions to be made. Now, the outcome card is the Harvest card, which is the same as the Judgment card in traditional tarot. So the Judgment card is a reckoning, a day of reckoning, right? And seeing what's worked, seeing what's not worked, and going with what has. And when you do that, then, as you can see, this gentleman sees the fruits of his labor. What's the value in life? What spiritual essence do I want to display with the people around me? Or what type of group activities do I want to do that brings out the best me? Because, when we've seen what we don't want, we now know what we do want. That's the great thing about when life brings us the not so fun experiences. It tells us, okay, well, I don't want that. Or the not so great people, I don't want that person. Nope. I don't want that person that's controlling, or that person that's never there for me. Not that people have to be, chained to us, but someone supportive. So then that says, okay, well, I'd love a supportive person. I'd love someone who loves to be around me. Wow, she's coming out an awful lot. This is the Balance card. This is the same as Temperance card. I call it the Balance card because it's balancing. She has these fairies in her ear whispering to her from the heavens or the universe, and then she's pouring this stew. She's doing something physical. So she's manifesting from the external world into the internal world, or vice versa. So you guys, and Libras too, what do you seek? You seek balance. So it's very important, and the universe is helping you with that, supporting you. 5 of Pentacles. Some of you have been concerned about money, or you've had some battles with money. And I don't mean that you're sitting there punching money. Maybe some of you feel like it. Money is an energetic property, right? Or it's not even a property, really. It's just you give goods, you receive money, or you give money, you receive something back. It's just energy. So here we are with the Standing Stones again. Don't you love it? And there's a dog. So this is the Pentacle card. This is about your money, and this is about your work. You're wanting to get to this enlightened area so that you can feel relieved about where you are in life. That's what I'm feeling for some of you. You've been through some financial scars and battles. It might be that you have, taxes that are owed this particular tax season, which is coming up. You have debts. You'd be thinking, oh gosh, it's been so challenging to pay these bills every month. But turn around, look at there's always light. You might be feeling like you're being put through a test, but it's not a test. It's the universe. It's where we are right now. The best thing to do is feel positive. Know that this challenge is making you stronger. Ooh, then the Wheel of Fortune comes up. Woo! Thank goodness, Libra. So this card calls it the Wheel of the Year. So this is your time. It is coming. The planets are aligning in your favor. Yes, some of it's been a drag, but when this year completes and ends, you will see why these situations, these challenges, these lessons have come up. All right. And there's a fire sign that's around you, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This person take on the passionate, creative side of these signs too. Someone's in your corner, Libra, more than you know. I feel like asking for help, or suggesting that you're interested in learning something or knowing something to an authoritative figure or a person who is concrete. You know is concrete. You know has the answers. Don't be shy about asking for help. This person can really be of benefit. This person is a big benefit. Yeah. Seven of Chalices, because again, I was talking about opportunities earlier. There may be five, of course. I was just saying that because of the five people. But this seven is about which opportunity do I take? You know, we have things that come up in our life to take advantage of. And I was talking about different modalities earlier. If you're a Reiki practitioner, or you're a tarot reader, if you want to get into that field, which one do I take? Or if you're into science or the medical field, which medical profession do I want to graduate with? So this is a card that says, yes, you have the opportunities, but listen to your heart. What does your heart want to do? Yeah, and there's also going to be, I was talking about money is energy, right? So there's this guy who wants to sell his goods to this merchant, and this merchant's not really looking at him. This bluebird is for abundance. So whatever comes out of this, there's another five. Yeah, Libra. Okay, so you've had some challenges. But whatever comes up, this bird of abundance is there. So yes, you can manifest, and there can be abundance and money to come out of whatever decision, whether this is you that's not receiving from this guy or this guy that's trying to sell him, basically. Maybe a contractual obligation, because you are ready to move forward. You're ready to move with the winds of change. That's what this Eight of Chalices or Cups is all about, is I'm ready for change. I'm ready for different. This could be leaving familiar surroundings and saying, okay, I'm not sure where I'm going, but I have lesson plans in the bag. He has his hand on his chin. So he's analyzing it, but he is moving on with his stick, and his bird is open-armed. So I feel like that's where you're ready to go. You're ready for movement in a positive direction. You're going to have it with the Wheel of Fortune. It is there in the offing for you, Libra. It is. And, some of you be saying, well, you know what? I've been seeing some good stuff. Good for you. I feel like that could be the case for some of you. I feel like others of you have felt a little bit of, I wouldn't even say setback, but you're just not ready for the complete change yet. Somebody or the universe is not laying out the full plan of action as it rarely does. It's like we learn along the way, and you Libras are getting to experience that. Okay, my friends, I'm going to add the cards. We have 14 and so I'll add those again. 5 is 1, and 7 is 1. Excuse me. Okay, 1 is 5. Okay, why not? Why not a 9? So it talks about, changes. You want some freedom from, or challenges rather. It's about challenges. So you want to feel unrestricted sometimes. Give yourself time to go on walks, to, read something on the internet or a book, or that will take you away. Because I feel like having that downtime will enable you to get back on your horse and go again. I do want to make sure I'm counting these cards 3 times. Even if I make a mistake, it's always a happy accident. 4 and then is 1. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. And let's look at the major arcana card of 5, and it's the High Priest, or the Hierophant card. And the Hierophant card, I was talking earlier about your spirituality. Well, the Hierophant card is scholarly pursuit of spiritual understandings. You'd be at that point, some of you Libras. Sometimes when we feel like we've been dragged to the ground, what is it that we can learn from this? What's the spiritual meaning behind this? What's the teaching? It can mean that you join a traditional or organizational, religious or spiritual organization too, that you're like, I want to group with like-minded individuals so that we can talk about this. Okay, Libra, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your listening to me. I've, like I said, come out of a little bit of a stomach issue, and it's called Voice to Be Funny. So thank you for listening. I hope this was beneficial to you. If you'd like your own personal private reading, go to my website, taraventura.com name, and look for the orange button that says order a reading. And from there, there's a couple clicks and we can schedule a time together. I so wish you the very best. I so wish you heartfelt joy and relaxation amongst all of this energy that's going on and all of these planets that are moving around so crazily, it feels like. But no, you'll get centered. You will just let things flow for you. Okay, friends, take care. Be well. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.